And I'm so excited to be with all of you today for a new show that we're launching during this crazy time of coronavirus called Unveiling Beauty. It's all about really getting behind the scenes of everything that's happening in the professional industry, supporting each other, coming together, learning from each other, and sharing tips and tricks that have worked with me and my peers along the way that hopefully you could take back and use behind the chair in your salons, as well as creating your own perfect photo shoot. So today we're going to be talking to you about the creation of the shoot, the marketing campaign that we did for America's Beauty Show 2020. So we're so bummed that due to the coronavirus, we had to cancel America's Beauty Show 2020, but we did such a cool show and such a cool presentation and photo shoot for you guys that we wanted to take you behind the scenes to see how we built it, from the collaboration to all the different players we brought in and really how we brought that to life. And don't worry, if you're discouraged that 2020 was canceled, I promise you, it just gives us more time to make sure that we come back with America's Beauty Show 2021 in a bigger, better, bolder way than we've ever done before. So we're so excited about that. So with me today is Ammon Carver. Hey, Ammon, how are you?
What's up, Nick? How's it going, boss?
Good. How's it going with you?
It's going good. It's going good. Coming to you live from Chicago. I'm a little bit jealous because I know you're down in Florida.
I am. I'm hunkered down in the heat.
But I wanted to say, just to tackle on what you were saying. So, number one, bummed that ABS got canceled. So proud of the assets and the way that our team came together to create such cool stuff, and grateful for this opportunity for us to have a digital platform right now where we can really share that journey and share the excitement and the behind the scenes work that went into it, so that those artists that were involved get recognized, so that the people in the industry get excited and take home some cool tips and tricks, and just kind of 360-degree idea of what it takes to create a shoot like that. But perfectly timed right now. We're all at home and we're all eyes on like our social media, and there's a lot of noise on social media right now, and I really wanted to talk about this cool idea that we have with this broadcast show, right? So as we were talking, right, Nick, like we thought about what can we do that's different, that's out there, that can be supporting the professional hairdresser, giving them some cool techniques and tricks, but also like addressing some of the things that are front of mind. And so this is Unveiling Beauty is really our way of really collaborating and inviting guests onto a live stream show where we can bring together topics that are of importance, behind the scene tips, and really just share with industry professionals. So this is episode 1 of what's going to be many more to come, and I'm thrilled and excited about it. The ABS show, as you know, is near and dear to my heart, as I know it is yours.
It is. I was just saying, I can't believe this would have been my 21st America's Beauty Show that I've attended. And I was thinking about it. I think it's like year 17 that I actually stood on stages sharing tips and tricks. So in lieu of being able to do that in person with all of you guys, we thought what a better way than to come to you in your home and bring you cool tips and tricks on everything that we did to bring this show to this particular shoot to life. But before we do that, why don't we take it to a really cool video that we built to share with you the shoot in real time.
Ulta presented us with this brilliant idea.
You know, when we were talking about different ideas, I got so excited and so inspired because, you know, as a native of Chicago, Ulta Beauty is based in Chicago, America's Beauty Show is based in Chicago. It's just all the synergies of like, we have to do this together, and we have to partner to bring something really cool, new, and innovative to the forefront of the beauty industry.
The first thing that has to be called out is this custom-made wardrobe collection just for America's Beauty Show. It's one of a kind, it's made just for this shoot, it's only gonna be seen for them, and it's so beautiful.
Because America's Beauty Show is an iconic show, and we're an iconic city, Chicago, so it's very abstract, Picasso, Mondrian. I wanted it to be something that people would recognize, but also in a very abstract, out of this world way.
So as you could see, we had so much fun really bringing this to life. And we wanted to take you today and bring some of the experts that were part of that shoot so we can bring you behind the scenes a little deeper, up close and personal, and see how we created some of these looks. So Ammon, I know you have a special guest here with us today.
I mean, I can't say I can't have any favorites, right? Because no like parent should have favorites. I affectionately call them my kids. But we do have a guest today who created one of my favorite looks on the shoot, and it's one that I think is going to be not only most usable, but also just when I first looked at it and when he created it, it made me go, I wonder how he did that. And so I thought, what a perfect opportunity to share with hairdressers out there at how to create this look. So with us today is none other than Ulta Beauty Pro Team member, Mr. David Lopez. So David is going to be joining us in just a second, showing us an iconic look called the origami ponytail. And so if we cannot, we're going to skip over David for just a second. I'm hearing we are live
I think,
broadcasting.
Ammon,
Go ahead, Nick.
you know what I love about live broadcasts? You just roll with it, right? So all best made plans is that we were going to go to David, but instead we're going to take you through the wardrobe. And really it was built from the ground up, and who better to do that but Jen Daniels. So we have Jen Daniels who's going to be jumping on in just a minute to take you through how we really brought this to life and really the story behind bringing this to life for each and every one of you.
Really is live TV here. Hey, Jen, are you there? Yeah, girl. You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I love surprises on live TV. Well, first, I want to start off by saying thank you guys for having me be such a big part of this shoot. I've been going to ABS for at least 6 years, but only in a modeling capacity. So to be a part of it in the wardrobe and the design is huge for me. So I just want to say thank you for that. And I'm really bummed that we couldn't do the show, but to have even done this shoot with you guys is amazing.
It is a big honor of ours, Jen. I wanted to start off really quickly, just probing a quick question I think a lot of people want to know about is when it comes to the creative process with fashion, when we're talking about a beauty or hair or makeup show, how do you balance that, and where do you create your inspiration? Where does it start from?
Well, for this one in particular, it started when Nick came to me with a picture of Gigi Hadid in a beautiful Jeremy Scott suit. And he was like, this is the feeling that I want for the collection. Go from here. And so I looked at the collection, and there was one common theme throughout all of the pieces on the runway, and it was that it was a very heavy Pablo Picasso reference. So I did a lot of research myself into Picasso and all of the different styles he had throughout his artistic career, and I wanted to take little segments of all of that and put it into this collection that's behind me. The ones that you see right here are the ones that were actually used in the shoot. I'll have a few more to show you in a little bit. But so I took the cubism that he did, the surreal aspects that he had, the very whimsical things, and I tried to give each piece a little bit of that while keeping the same, the reference that he showed me where there was the tailoring. So it was still something classic, but some whimsy added to it.
You for sure nailed it. Nick, which one of your favorite pieces was
oh my gosh, it's so funny. I'm just looking at all of the beautiful wardrobe behind Jen, and I'm like, I don't know if I really have a favorite. They were all so incredible. I think the pantsuit is the one that I kind of resonate with because it was the inspiration that Gigi Hadid wore. So I'm how can you not just be obsessed with that look? Right. But what I love that Jen was able to do was take that inspiration and run with it in a really big, bold way. And she talked about, Picasso. And it's so funny because when you think about it, art is art, whether it's the canvas that you work on with wardrobe or fashion or hair or makeup or a canvas on a wall or art sculptures. I mean, that's the beauty of really the beauty industry is that every day we create art, and every time you work on your guest, it's really your canvas. You're working on your canvas. So it's so fun. So with this look, Jen, I will tell you that you just took it and ran with it in a way that I'm just so impressed with. I think about, we've been working with you as a model for many years. When I think about all my Naha collections and Ammon's and all of the different things that we've done and Ulta Beauty Pro Team shoots, and you've been really one of our key go-to models because you're just so beautiful and stunning. But to think now that you're an amazing stylist and artist of your own kind, it's really been fun and just humbling to watch you really build something that I think is just incredible. So I would love for you to show them just a couple of the different pieces, and then how you created different pieces by adding shapes and really building blocks onto the wardrobe. Because I think that's something that people don't realize is that when you're creating a photo shoot, when you add the elements of shape and drama, that's when the photo shoot really comes to life. And that's when you see something that you really, as I say, when you're scrolling through Instagram, it makes you stop.
Okay, well, so the pieces
Show them what they're looking for, Jen.
the pieces that I have up here are obviously the ones that were in the collection. The first one is the one that I wore with that origami pony that you're going to see coming up next from David. And you know what I wanted to make sure I did was I wanted each piece, or most of the pieces at least, to have something that could change about them, because you know I don't really know what the hair is going to look like before the shoot happens. I'm given a reference, but you know a model could show up and have totally different hair than their comp card has, and then a new hairstyle gets, you know, created from what you have on set. So I wanted to make sure that each piece could kind of change, and I didn't want the fashion to be the focus, but of course the hair, because it was a hair shoot. So like with this piece, there's a little bolero that could come off. So if the hair was down and it was going to interact with the shoulders, you could take that off and it's its own piece, which I actually wore both ways for the shoot. This piece here I had set for somebody who had their hair down, but if the angle wanted to be changed, the whole dress could be spun around so that it had a very interesting side view. This one was used with Maggie, our girl with the textured hair, and since her hair was up in a fro, this kind of framed it. So I made that one specifically for somebody who would have an up style. This was one of the pieces that I liked a lot because it had its cool shoulders and was shot on our model Olga, but then this could come off and be something a little more wearable if we wanted it to be. And then I'll show you the craziest one. So we had this piece, which of course was one of the origami pieces from the collection. That was really crazy, but before I knew what the hair was going to look like, I didn't know if this would work for it. So I made this piece actually come apart just so that there would be options. So like it could be a one-shouldered look. It could be sleeveless.
So cool.
So cool.
Live TV. So then she wore it like this, and then just because we had the option to, I even took these pieces and added them onto the skirt to give, you know, a million different ways to wear the same piece, because having more for a shoot is always better when you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what the hair is going to look like. You don't know what model is going to be there. So having the option to change pieces out like this is really something that I always try to do when I'm doing a beauty shoot, when it's not really
Jen,
on fashion.
I remember being on the shoot that day, and what I loved about those sleeves that came off was when we introduced more models to the composition, and we had the guy join in, and all of a sudden we took off the one arm, and it just created a totally different silhouette, which was so cool to see.
Thank you. Yeah, this one was the most transitional piece. I mean, these pieces themselves. So you even took one of these at one point and put it around one of the model's necks as a neck piece because it had
I did.
I remember that.
That image looked really cool.
A lot of the pieces could be whatever. I mean, it's art. It's whatever you want it to be. And there were no rules that were really followed here. It was just creating to add to it all.
Jen, one of my favorite things that you do and that you work on is that you have the ability of like seeing total picture and understanding how it works from a couture perspective, and then making it something that's relevant and relatable. So for a lot of people that are watching right now, that they're not walking around, wearing these couture clothing, what would you say would be like a translatable version from like couture to what they might see at H&M, for example?
Well, I mean, specifically just with the last one, like that piece was something that was kind of similar to one of the pieces on the runway, and no one is going to walk down the street. I mean, maybe in New York City, but no one's really walking down the street wearing something with those crazy shoulders. So a version that you might actually see sold online by the same brand would be, you know, the sleeveless version, or a dress with a normal silhouette but having the same print. Or even I have another version of this piece. You know, like we made her like a normal wearable version with the same paisley Spanish tile design, but it brings it down to a level where most people can understand it. So it's about taking the prints and putting them on a normal silhouette, or even the jacket that had the puffed shoulders. I mean, you could take the bolero off, wear the dress, throw a jean jacket on over it. So it's just ways of dressing down the crazy. Not that it's crazy, but
So smart, and you make it look so easy. That's the part. You were like such an understated talent. I wish the world understood anything that Jen does. I'm like, she just makes it look so easy. She's beautiful. She can design this whole beautiful custom made wardrobe. It's just beautiful, Jen. I love it.
thank you.
So Jen, what was the piece that you wore when David did that really cool pony on you?
So that was my favorite. I was a little biased and I chose my favorite to wear.
You built them.
Hello,
You could
that's
do
what
that.
you should do, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that was this girl. I mean, I used every color on this one, every technique. I wanted to put everything packed into one piece that would kind of be the showstopper so that I could wear it. No, I'm kidding.
So could we cut over to the final image of Jen in that shot? Because I think it's just so impactful to see, especially hearing from Jen and seeing her live. Seeing the final image is really impactful.
Yeah.
Right, and in the final image, I wasn't wearing the bolero, I don't think. It was just the side view with the ponytail swinging, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but then I added this and this piece could also, like I was saying before, go over any of the other pieces. There were so many options and pieces that I wanted to make sure we had plenty.
Awesome. So I'm thinking now we should transition. As you guys could see, the most amazing image in the skyline of Chicago. Jen looks stunning. And you could see on the river walk in Chicago, really beautiful image, just really, spotlights Chicago, spotlights Jen, spotlights the artistry, really powerful and beautiful. I love how it turned out. Super artistic, super fun. But now I think we should transition. What do you think, Ammon? Should we transition over to David to show, now that we've seen that great wardrobe? Yeah, he's here. So I think we should show, since we saw that beautiful image right in the river walk of Chicago, I think now's the perfect time to transition into David to take us through how to really create that look.
Agreed. David, what's up, buddy?
Hi. Can everyone see me? Everyone can hear me? We're all here together.
Yes. How are you?
Yes.
Well, first I want to say I'm so honored to be part of groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting of Unveiling Beauty live. Thank you so much for joining us. And this origami pony, you guys saw the wardrobe, you saw the inspiration. I remember when I was thinking about what I want to do when we're coming together as the Ulta Beauty Pro Team, what are we going to be doing? I wanted something really structural that kind of spoke to a skyline. In Chicago, you see a lot of the shapes, especially when it's silhouetted against the evening, and especially some of the photos. There's a lot of just really strong shapes. I was like, how do I create a really, really strong shape and ponytail that still feels like it's a little bit, how did you do that? Overly, almost like it's too simple, but also a little complicated at the same time. And also for me, it also really embodies Ulta Beauty because it really took all of us on hand deck to really bring this to life. We had Sean Goddard, another pro team member. Even Jen had her hands in this. She was helping tie the ribbon, helping make the ponytail. It was such a fun little memory. It was like Ammon said, it was an action-packed day, but it was a really beautiful day with a lot of memories. But I want to break down the look.
That's the reaction that I had, David, though, when you did create it, was I wanted to know how, right? When I saw it, I was like, how did he do that?
Yeah. So first things I wanted to do, I was like, okay, let's start with what a basic ponytail is, a fashion pony. Every fashion pony, as we say in the industry, starts with 2 ponytails. So what I did was, after flat ironing Jen's hair very, very straight, I went ahead and sectioned off a ponytail from top of the ear, and I really, right where the occipital bone juts out the furthest, I put the ponytail there. Then what I did was I joined another ponytail on top. I'll show you under the hood. Maybe I'll bring, I don't know what her name is. Maybe her name can be Sarah. Let's bring Sarah closer to the camera. She's going to have 2 ponytails under here. But what I did was, if you can see from the side, on the inside, there's hair extensions that were put in place. Ammon, you know this, and Nick, you know this. Everyone knows this. A lot of the hair we create sometimes for photos, it's basically made out of popsicle sticks and yarn. It's ready to fall apart any second. That's kind of what this ponytail was. So we had the hair extensions put into here. And what I did with today, I used clip-ins, but on the day that we actually shot, we used tape-ins that we gathered into a small little ponytail, and we put it inside. And then I gathered the other ponytail directly on top. Now that part's seemingly simple. We got, some beautiful colors in here, something really colorful and beautiful, but still felt elevated. Now the interesting part was this origami shape. Can you see? Is that nice and clear? Let's lower.
Yep.
So everyone can see. Okay, perfect. So this origami shape, I had to think a couple of ways. How do I want to approach this? I knew that I wanted to make sure the hair was as pliable as possible. So what I did was, after sectioning off at the arch of the brow, going straight back to the ponytail, I flat ironed all this hair. We have the extensions in here. The trick was getting this hair to fold over. So Jen was like, why don't you guys hold the string, which I have, you can see on Sarah here. She has this elastic band that I also use for her ponytail. Do not do this on a person, please. Don't tie your string around a person's face. So you're gonna have someone else hold it for you. And then what I did was I folded over the hair and brought it straight up. And then I had my iron and very carefully started kind of molding that shape in there, especially with hairspray. And I would take a little makeup brush like this. This is for blush or powder. And I would take a hairspray. This is Kenra volume spray. A really high hold hairspray will work. And then I just started cleaning up everything, making it really, really sleek, getting it really nice and clean, and folding it up. And I'm using these little clips here, these sectioning clips. If you don't have sectioning clips, they are going to be your best friend, whether you're on set or offset. These little, I'm sorry, not sectioning clips. What do we call these?
Padded hair clips?
Yeah, padded hair, creaseless clips. So these creaseless clips, I'm just going to put in here. Then I'm going to take these out so we can see exactly what's happening here. Okay, so now that's set in there. I'm going to take a little bit more of the color that I was using. I'm going to spray it in there. So there are extensions that are clipped into the inside here. And then I folded it over. Ammon, do you remember when we were doing this? We had to do it a couple times because when we first did it, we'd fold it over and not see any of the color peeking through.
Right.
So it was like a little trial and tribulation. I now that I'm doing this time, it was actually like I went right through it. I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to run into, exactly what to do, what not to do.
I mean, that's
so
part of
David,
the,
talk to me
that's
about
part of the
that
game,
brush
right?
you just used.
Oh, sorry, Nick. You go first.
No, sorry.
Live TV.
I just think that, as artists, we work so fast and we start using tools that we think are just like everyday tools. But then I see he's using a really cool makeup brush and I'm like, ooh, tell me more about that.
Yeah. So this one is just a little casual makeup brush. It's really made for, you can use kabuki brush. You can use any sort of big, fluffy synthetic brush. I use it for more than just this stuff. This is so great to even have in the salon because say you do that client and you blow out your hair or even your own hair and you have what I call those little antennas that are kind of sticking everywhere. You take the little brush and you spray hairspray on top. And it's great because you can use a high hold hairspray and it's not going to deposit too much product. And I can use it, this is especially great for ponytails. So especially around the nape where you want to pick up all those little hairs, you just go and smooth everything up. And I find that I have more control than with like, say, a toothbrush, which I see some people use, which is totally fine. But for big things like this, I want to use a bigger brush. And this is really just so nice to use.
David, you brought up a good point that I wanted to just point out, about the teamwork and about the challenges, right? Because there are so many things that we get to do that are fun and that are exciting, that are busy, but there are also so many challenges that come up, right? That we have to collaborate together and problem solve together when it comes to shoots, especially when we're trying to do stuff that maybe we've never done before so that we can be inspiring and leading. So I feel like this shoot in particular, it posed a couple of challenges for us, right? Anytime we have to shoot outside, it was very cold. Those poor models were freezing outside in the landscape. But anything else that you thought other than this origami pony fold or anything that stands out for you as a challenge that we overcame as a team?
I mean, that day just even logistically was challenging because we had a lot of amazing, incredible visions. We had a lot of creative heads in the room. I think all of us care so deeply about executing a collective image together. But for me, it's always a favorite memory of mine. Whenever we're together, it really is a collective. I can be, without even saying anything, in the moment I could be kind of struggling with something, or I'm thinking, is this right? And without even thinking about it, Nick is over there, or Ammon, you're over there, or Sean, or any of the pro team members come over and they're like, what do you think about doing this? Or here, let me help you. So those are my favorite moments, those collaborative moments, but challenges too. I remember how we were all going to shoot around the city, and we were all trying to oh, my dog, I don't know if you heard that. We were all trying to go to the location. We shot this on location, and it was like being chased by the police away from places. Like, get out of here! You're not supposed to be in here. And so it's like the fun part of being on set and doing things on location of just get the shot, do what you can to get the shot.
Hey, David, talk to me about the color placement, because I think, there's a lot of people that execute really cool dress work styles like this.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I think really brings this to life is the placement of the color.
Right.
And I don't think we talk enough about that. So tell me, where would you place the color in order to get it to cascade in the pony the way it is?
So one thing that's really important about this is that the model's hair, Jen's hair, as also my mannequin's hair, the ends are not very blunt. So when I put in the extensions, you see how everything gets really nice and seamless. There's no harsh line of demarcation. You still want to see her color coming through, but you want to see that really beautiful kind of accent pieces popping through, but at the same time, you don't want it to look like it's just chunky extensions put in. So for me, when I'm putting in the extensions of different colors, what I do is not only layer them up, but the magic is in how you color the extensions. So what I did was with these, I took a weft of clip-ins. I'll show you. So it was like this. And what I did was, before I put them in, I would basically take a big chunky weave, and I would color that chunky weave one color, take the other one out, and 2 different colors. And I just wefted them together. And then what I would do was, whatever areas didn't fully take color, I would give it one final glaze over of the lightest shade that I had, which was like this really beautiful blushy color, just so it never looked like I spray painted the hair on. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Smart.
So once we have that in there, we just brush it through. That is so satisfying, watching a ponytail be brushed.
Agreed.
Now we're ready for the unveiling. We have to snip the string and hope that it doesn't fall apart. Popsicle sticks and yarn. Here. Okay, so, wait, before I do that, the other cool thing about the ponytail, which I really like, it's a little accent detail that I think really kind of brings it together too, is having a really harsh edge of the ponytail. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that just straight across. I'm going to use my comb to hold it in place. And it's blunt. Like, you want it to just be so blunt that it looks like, again, it adds to the shape of the hair and it adds to that kind of origami.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of mirrors that angle that you put on the side, right? Like there's a straight line there, straight line on the pony.
So you see how that kind of changed the whole look once I cut that line in there?
Yeah.
I'm pretending she's a person. Hey, that's how she walks. Okay, gorgeous. Now we're going to snip that string. Okay, perfect. We'll slide it right out. And we have this really beautiful origami moment. Can everyone see her? How's she look? And we'll take this out. Spray this. Okay.
Cool.
Very cool.
Very.
And this is the final look. And then should we show them how we actually shot this image? Because there's one image of Jen that's my favorite. It's like her profile and the ponytail's just like flying off in the back. Okay, so what we had her do was stand there. We had the origami front and center like that. And then she had her head tilted back like that. I'm trying to recreate this shot here. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to take an elastic string like this. Just comes in a spoolie. I have a couple. I use these for ponytails too. And then we're going to take the elastic string. And if anyone's watching, you want to try to screenshot at the exact time that this ponytail flies in the air. What we do, Richard, who was shooting this, he would say 1, 2, 3, go, and would flip that ponytail just like that.
Love me a good action shot.
Love some
1,
energy.
2, 3, Go. Yeah. See, that's how we got
Screenshot.
The new normal of the world we're in right now.
Totally is. Every photo shoot is a screenshot.
All the secrets. David, you're the best, the master at what you do.
You are.
Thank you so much for sharing the tips and tricks.
Of
Anything
course,
else
thank
you
so
want
much
to
for
say
having
on
me.
our very first episode of Unveiling Beauty?
I think I'm just mostly excited to kind of bring to life and let people into the magic of what we do together, especially this photo shoot. It was my first time shooting with you guys total, something for ABS. And also it was going to be my first time at ABS. I've never been to ABS before. So I'm especially bummed that I'm not going to be there with my Ulta Beauty family. But I know next year, like Nick said, we're going to come back stronger than ever and really show off. But in the meantime, I'm going to stay here with Sarah and my origami pony, take some photos of her, and I'll keep watching you guys.
Thanks, David.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. Well, oh my God, so cool. I love that. I don't know what I love more. The fact that David's just so engaging on camera, or that he had an entire setup of a studio in his house.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
right.
jealous about it. So fun. But you know what? It doesn't stop there. You know, it's all about emerging talent. It's all about bringing people together. You know, one of the things that I love about what we get to do all the time is when we're on our photo shoots with the Ulta Beauty Pro Team, we get to bring design team members and other aspiring, you know, top talent on shoot with us to support us and really work with us to really create these looks. And one of our design team members that was on the shoot is Beto, and I think we have Beto here with us today, don't we?
Should be.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi
there's
there.
the man.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Beto.
Oh my God, Mom, I'm on TV. I'm so excited.
I love it. I love it. So, Ammon, why don't you kick it off with some questions
Yeah.
for Beto?
I've got a lot. Beto is a member of a very proud team that I like to call our heart soldiers. They have a lot of responsibility at Ulta Beauty. They are charged with being our brand ambassadors, not only from the way that they lead in terms of doing hair, speaking on camera, but the culture that they embody. And there's nobody better. Beto, you're a strong asset and a proud member of our team. But I wanted to ask you specifically, before I get your head too big that you can't even fit in the camera screen anymore, that I just want you, since you were able to be on this shoot, we shot this locally in Chicago. You're based here in Chicago. What was it like for you? Like, what were some of the things that you feel like you experienced on this shoot? And then explain to us a little bit further about what it's like to be on the Ulta Beauty Design Team.
Yeah, well, about this particular photo shoot, I thought it was pretty incredible. I felt so honored that I got to collaborate with a couple other design teammates, and obviously seeing you guys work with the pro team. They're always so willing to share your knowledge, and it's quite the experience every time we get to work together. Of course, it has such a big meaning being here in Chicago. I'm originally from Mexico City, and this is the only city where I've lived here in the U.S. So it meant so much to me that, you know, this photo shoot represented what Chicago means for a lot of us. And it's like the beautiful architecture. I think we are really, really big in fashion here as well. Obviously, a lot of hairdressers that are super, super passionate about their profession. So it meant so much to me to be part of this photo shoot. And I mean, even if ABS didn't happen this year, I think that everybody's just gonna go crazy next year when we all get the chance to experience a beauty show like ABS was.
I agree. Beto, what was one of your most fun moments on this particular shoot?
I think that every time Ammon is working with texture hair, it's just like a showstopper, you know, like we're behind the scenes and we're seeing all of this happening. But I'm pretty proud that, you know, our company, especially us who are behind the scenes in photo shoots, and we take over this kind of like big projects about showing what we're about, how we're embracing and loving with all the respect and a lot of effort, how to work with texture hair. And I mean, Ammon has been somebody that has really, really taken this task and it's doing it full force. And I think everybody in the design team that we get to be mentored by him and by Tequila, and everybody that is just working about with texture hair. Is just something. It's like quite the experience. Everybody's just like taking videos and taking notes and seeing how he's working with texture hair and how, in this case, for the photo shoot, the look that was created with Maggie with like huge hair all blown up to the side, and it just makes it. It's like the perfect mix of like effortless yet like fashion forward. It's incredible. I think that was one of my favorite things.
I agree. I think we need to show Maggie's final image so everybody could see the look that Beto's talking about. It's so impactful.
Well, Beto like wipes the brown stuff off of his nose for brown nose.
I got to take it down the next day, and to me it was pretty incredible to see even the the way you position every single layer of extensions and the way you tease and everything. So I definitely saw the work that went behind that photo, which was definitely one of my favorite ones.
I'm so glad you touched on that, Beto, and I know that we're so proud of what the design team is able to do in terms of brand leaders. But you're just like one tier. We have so many associates, between our educators and our pro team and all of our field. My God, we are an army, and you guys get to become like the most visible army out there. But we have this whole education team and this whole education force, and I can honestly and truly say that there is not a single associate, stylist, brow expert, makeup artist, skin therapist, you name it, anybody that's working at Ulta Beauty believes very, very strongly in our efforts to make sure that we are really all inclusive. And that passion comes very, very strongly from me. Tequila helps plant a seed in my heart about, really making sure that we are the place that gives really good quality education to our associates, but also that we show up into the world and earn our right into that texture space. So I appreciate the compliment that you gave me. It's a journey for me. I want to continually get better and better. And I know that just trickle effects into what you guys are doing, and it will help us earn the right to be in that space, because it's a journey and we love it, and we want to be the place where no matter skin color, hair texture, no matter who you are, there's a place and a product and a welcome arm for you at Ulta Beauty.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's also very important, you as mentors, that you guys took on like this kind of decisions and this task for us, because we're like the design team. We're only representing what the rest of the hairstylists in the salon at Ulta does. So the fact that we get that education and those trainings, it's not just us, the design team, it's everybody that works in the salon at Ulta is getting this training. And I think it's really important, something that is very valuable about our culture, is the education, and that not just us, the ones that are sometimes doing things on camera, but also the people that work behind the chair at the salon. I think it's really important that they're getting that education as well.
Well, speaking about behind the chair, if you guys don't follow him, Beto, what is your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is Beto Loves Hair. It's pretty simple. Beto, Beto, loves hair.
You need to go follow Beto. His color work is just flawless. And I have to say, like, really, I'm a little biased. I think all the design team members' color work is pretty amazing, but you have to go on. He does amazing color, spends tons of time articulating it, so it's absolutely perfect. And you'll see that represented all over his social media.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Well, Ammon, any other questions for Beto while we have him here?
Beto, what are you looking forward to most? So you've been on the team for about a year now. So and everything that we're doing, what do you feel like has been the most fun and the most surprising thing that you've been able to experience as a design team member, or as a member of the Ulta Beauty family in general?
I think so. This is one of the things that I really like the most about being part of the design team. I felt like even before I joined Ulta Beauty, I would see the pro team and design team working together, because I go a lot to beauty shows and I work a lot of beauty industry events, and I always thought that you guys were a source of inspiration. So to me, I think a strong goal was like, I definitely have to join that team. I got to meet you, Ammon. I got to meet Sonia though through the education that we do with color with Wella. And I got to meet Nick, and I was like, my goal is definitely join this team. They're all very inspiring, and I think they're people that are super passionate. And once I joined the team, I was like, all right, let's kick it up a notch and try to do better in social media and try to be better in education. So I feel like every time I try to challenge myself, the next training, there's something else that I want to challenge myself with. So I don't know. I mean, I think the thing that I look forward to is just to getting more knowledge from pro team members and eventually grow a career the way you guys do it. And I know that it means so much because it's a lot about the mentoring that you guys do. It's not just about, I made it to this level, I won this award, you know, I'm hairstylist of the year. That's not where it stops. It's always like looking forward for the next thing. I really appreciate that you guys are giving us all of these opportunities to always grow our careers. So I don't know if it's a specific goal that I'm looking forward, but I'm just like looking forward, first of all, to reunite with all my family of design team members, getting a little bit more mentorship from you guys. And probably the most important thing is to seeing all my clients at the salon behind the chair, because that is probably the thing that has been the hardest about this whole situation that we're living right now. It's not to have that salon time and that client and basically that friendship that you develop with the clients behind the chair.
I love that you just said that. Sorry, Nick. I know that you're going to jump, but that was my most important thing. I was waiting for you to say, Beto. I was like, I don't think a lot of people get to understand because they see everything you guys are posting and the how-to videos and the photo shoots, and they don't understand that your first passion is to be a hairdresser behind the chair, and that you do so much of what you do and then you bring it back to your guests, right? Your guests are the ones that made you who you are in the beginning, and to be able to take the inspiration from these shoots and from these shows and bring it back with excitement and feed it back and give it back to your customers has only just, I mean, all you guys design team members, you're killing it behind the chair and you're doing this design team stuff. It is possible for hairdressers out there that think that, you know, you have to choose whether working behind the chair or to be a platform artist. It's not true. You can absolutely do both and do both really, really well. And our design team is an absolute testament to that. And you are a great example of that, buddy.
Well, I definitely couldn't agree more. But I will tell you, you know, Beto, you mentioned it, like you can't wait to get back behind the chair. And honestly, I think every hairdresser in America is going crazy right now, not being able to connect physically with people. Because if you think about it, those relationships and those bonds are so important. And we think that we're helping people look and feel beautiful every single day. But ultimately, they're filling our cups up too when they come in and they see us and they bring all their friends and they refer all their clients. And you get to create art on each and every one of the people who get to sit in your chair. So hopefully with all this social distancing, we'll all be behind the chair very, very soon, because that is the goal, is to get America back up and running. But I will tell you, in the meantime, we're going to use platforms like this to really get out there, engage, stay connected with all of you, stay connected with the industry and hairdressers, to really make sure as a collective industry that we unite and come together. And I will tell you, Beto, it was great to have you on today to talk about just a little bit about your experience and your journey. I think we're going to have you back on taking people through some of your amazing color techniques in a couple episodes. So stay tuned. You will be back again. But for now, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate your time and really sharing your passion, your love for the industry with everybody. And we can't wait to have you back and take everybody through some of your great color techniques in the weeks to come.
Stay safe,
I would
buddy.
love to. And thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think it's such a great thing what we're doing right now. So kudos to the person that designed this platform. I think it's super cool and very interactive for everybody to stay in touch. And thank you for having me.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Be
Stay
well.
safe, stay healthy to you and your family, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you very much. See you.
All right. Well, Ammon, we covered a lot of ground with this cool photo shoot. We talked fashion, we talked hair, we talked inspiration. It's been so much fun. I think what's cool now is what we'll do in the days following this is really flood our social medias and Insta stories and different things like that with all the images from America's Beauty Show. The one thing I want to say is, you know, although we didn't get to do America's Beauty Show 2020, I promise you, we are working on something for 2021 that is like something America's Beauty Show has never done before. It's going to be groundbreaking, amazing, super interactive, really fun, state of the art. So you don't want to miss ABS 2020. Follow America's Beauty Show, follow Cosmetology Chicago, so that you can learn more about what we're going to be doing to really help hairdressers get back behind the chair through this whole COVID 2019 experience, as well as what we're going to do in the coming months and year ahead to really provide education and get everybody really excited about all the great things that we love in this industry. But Ammon, I think before we wrap up, we should talk about Wednesday and Friday, because we got a couple more episodes coming up this
I
week.
was just
why
going
don't
to
we
say,
take
don't you
through
dare
that?
say goodbye, because I got a lot more to say here.
We're saving the best for last.
No, so we have 2 more episodes planned this week, you guys. We've got another one on Wednesday, same time, 6 p.m. Central. And that's going to be with another. Not going to give it the spoiler alert, but we'll have pro team members, design team members, and we're going to make them very relevant topics to what you guys are dealing with right now. And then another one on Friday, featuring again some more pro team members. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to start to build a library of this series that I think will be really relevant for you all to be able to follow along, relate to. Please engage with us on all of these and give us suggestions. What do you want to know? What topics do you want to talk about? I would love to see in the future for us to bring other guests on board so that we can have a combination of technical and stimulating conversation, because I think especially right now we need both, right? We need both. It's encouraging. We need to acknowledge what's actually going on and how we're helping each other through it. And I'm really excited about this specific platform that we've put together because it feels a little bit different. We can save these. You guys can reference back to them. So stay tuned. Wednesday and Friday this week. And I will say also, just to make sure that you guys are flooded with as much goodies as possible, that design team of ours, they will be also posting twice a day. They're busy little bees, twice a day, every day, this entire week. So keep an eye out for all the education that we're going to be providing for you guys from Ulta Beauty, because we're proud of it and we want to make sure that you guys' cups get filled and that you're at home feeling excited and that you're sharing with your guests about what you're learning, so that the second we're back in business, they're excited to see what you've been learning and what you've been putting your hands and brains to do while you've been away.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see the next 2 episodes. Have all of you guys back. Please tell your friends and family. What I want to remind everybody is during this time, this is a time for all of us to really come together. This is a time for us to care for each other. This is a time to take care of each other. I will encourage you all to take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. Social distancing is a real thing. It's really important that you abide and listen so that we can get past this time. I encourage all of you to flood social media with positivity, inspiration, just encouragement through this time so that we can all get through this together. And as we scroll through our social media channels, it's all about inspiration, education, knowledge, and really filling our cups with positivity, because at a time like this, I think we can all use it. So thank you from all of us for being part of this tonight. We can't wait till Wednesday when we share more tips and tricks with you guys. Make sure to leave in the comments what you want to hear about, what you want to see, and we will make sure to take that back and bring you all the latest and greatest in what we're doing, what's happening in the industry, and what will help you be amazing hairdressers behind the chair. So thank you for spending your time with us, and we look forward to seeing you Wednesday.
And that's it for